Hello my babies, today we are going to get into this install from start to finish, so let's hop right into it. My hair is already cornrowed. I'm just going to start by using this gel by ORS to slick back my edges. This gel is super sticky and I find it less drying than the Got2b gel, but I'm just using my edge brush to brush my edges into place, as well as the blow dryer to dry it in place. I'm using rubbing alcohol for my next step, just cleaning off the front of my hairline, getting rid of any of the gel that I just put down, makeup, or excess oil. Here is the wig. It is so vibrant. I could not wait to get this on. I started adjusting it to my head, and then I realized that I wanted to spray the inside of the lace. Using this particular tinted spray, I made a point to open my bathroom door because it is strong. You don't want to inhale those fumes. But once I sprayed 2 layers, I dried it with my blow dryer. Now I'm finally putting on this wig and adjusting it to my head. Once I've kind of decided where I want the wig to lay on my forehead, I'm going to brush back any excess hair that is laying over the lace so I can have full access to it, because I am going to hot comb it back. So I'm adding some heat protectant along the front so I can begin to do so. I just like to add a little bit of heat protectant or some kind of product. You can use Got2b spray or whatever you prefer, but I like to do that so that I don't have any flyaways. When I'm completed hot combing, again, I adjust the wig to my liking, trying to decide where I want it to lay. I just use the visual and try and remember exactly where I sat it, but if you want to use a liner, pencil, or something like that to mark off where you want your wig to lay, I would recommend that. But here I am laying out the glue. I like to do the dots smaller and closer to start off, and then when I do my second coat, I do them bigger and more spread out. My last few installs, I've been using this edge brush. As you can see, like the rat tail end of it. Don't really know how I'm feeling about that, but I think I'm more inclined to use my finger. I think I can get a more even spread of the glue. So next time I'm gonna try that out and see how I like it. I'm drying my first coat, and then I'm gonna go in with my second coat of glue and let that dry up. And I was using a fan in my bathroom. It was pretty warm in there, and I think my glue was drying too fast, so I had a little bit of difficulty getting this lace to lay, but I'm going to show you guys exactly how I finally got it down correctly. Here I am starting in the midsection of the lace, placing it into the glue. I personally like to start in the middle and work my way to my temple and then closer to my ear. When I am doing this part of the install, I like to keep in mind to pull the lace forward toward my face as I'm laying it, and try to refrain from pulling it downward toward my ear, because you don't want the lace to stretch or else you'll get those ripples in your lace. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes that happens anyway, but it does depend on your wig, the lace, the size of the wig, and things like that. So just keep that in mind to try and refrain from it as much as possible. This is when I realized that my lace was not sticking as well as it could be, so I added some of that glue onto the rat tail end of this comb and started to add it just beneath any lace that was still lifted. I'm careful when I do this to make sure that I don't get any glue on the lace until it is completely dry, and that is when I press it down into the glue. If you get the glue on it too soon while it's white, you're going to be able to see it through the lace, and it's not going to be as seamless of an install as it could be. Usually my installs don't require this much of this step. It's usually just in one little place or two, but in this case, this was the best route for getting the lace to lay down completely and seamlessly. Now I'm just making sure everything is completely pressed down before I melt it in with my hot comb. I am creating a side part for this look. I cannot avoid a side swoop. It's just something about it that just makes it feel so sultry and cute. I don't know, like a bust down is a vibe, but I'm really into the swoop. Okay, so once I got my swoop down, I'm now taking out my edges. I have learned over the 2 years I've been installing that less baby hair is certainly more. Don't mind my faces, you guys. I was watching Bridgerton as I was installing this wig and it was getting so real. But once I decide on how much baby hair that I want out, I cut it down. My rule of thumb is to cut it just above my eyebrow. That usually gives me the perfect length. And as you see, I'm going to create another section of baby hair, and I'm going to kind of see exactly how I want it to lay and determine if I even want to keep this baby hair. You'll see how I test it out by pulling the hair down and kind of imagining how it would swoop that way into the hair. I'm using the same ORS gel that I used in the very beginning to slick down my natural edges. Just flicking my wrists in any way that feels good and looks cute to me until I get my desired look. I know that watching someone do baby hairs can be kind of satisfying, so I figured I'd leave these clips in, at least majority of them, because the girl's girl knows doing edges takes so long. It really does, because you have to get it just right and exactly how you like it, especially when you're doing baby hair on a wig, because you don't want to lift that lace as you're constantly creating your baby hair, you know? So just enjoy me finishing up my baby hair. Okay, boom, it's officially time to melt this lace. This is how I do it with the Got2b spray and a blow dryer. I typically try and avoid using my fingers when I'm laying the lace during this step, but sometimes I can't resist. But I finally went and grabbed my little edge brush that I like to use. This tiny comb is perfect for me to get everything in place. As you can see, I'm brushing the hair back and pushing the lace in. Once the lace is completely pressed and dried into my skin, I move on to the next section of the lace one by one and do the same steps. During this step, I reinforce the hold of my baby hair by letting the Got2b roll down to them. I start off by tapping the Got2b spray into the lace, and once I realize it begins to dry, I'll hold the comb into place and let the lace be dried while I'm pressing it down. I'm completing my melt by adding a melt band. I put it on as tight as I can handle, and I let that sit while I begin to style. And I do keep in mind to make sure that the band is covering the ear tabs, because those are the places that lift first. I'm checking out this hair to get a feel for it and make sure I do want to go with this side part, and just envisioning how I want to do this. So these are the products I'm going to use. I decided that I want to curl my hair today, so one by one I'm going to add these products into the hair. I added the heat protectant first, and now I'm going to add this cheese serum. I rub the products into the hair thoroughly, and then I brush it in for even distribution. I'm using a technique that I saw on TikTok today to curl my hair. I start off by grabbing a section and pressing down the roots, and this is the way that we're going to get our curl. I'm just going to let my visual learners watch. I'm going to do it a few times, and I think I slowed it down, and then I'll be able to give my verbal people a breakdown, so just bear with me. But as you can see, this is how the first curl turned out. I'm just kind of trying to reinforce it and make sure I'm doing this right. But as you can see, the first few curls came out so good. And I sprayed it down with some hairspray afterward just to keep that hold. And oh my gosh, this turned out so amazing. So here it is slowed down. I start with my flat iron open. You see how I wrapped it around, not completely, but halfway. Then at that halfway mark, you wrap it around the bottom plate and close that baby up. All you have to do is drag it down slowly and give that heat time to curl your hair. I got the perfect curl every single time. No fight, no fuss, no problems, you guys. Like, I'm never going back to how I used to curl my hair. Okay, just so everybody knows. But I'm gonna press the top out. Of course, this is a major key to a nice seamless flat install. I gave this lace a little more time to set and melt. Now it's time to take this band off. To be free from a wig band is a different kind of relief. Ooh, child. But when it's time to brush out the curls, I usually get so scared and intimidated, and I don't even want to do it because I'm scared that I potentially wasted my time and all I'm about to do is brush the curls out. But no, baby, like, these curls were intact. The technique I used was impeccable. Like, I mean, you could see the results. I was really happy with this. Pleasantly surprised, I have to say. But yeah, I think I will be using this forevermore because it's like foolproof. Now I'm just laying my roots into place. Now that I took the band off, I have a little bit more access. And you guys, this is the result. Right, my loves, my hair is done. Oh my gosh, like, stop it, stop. It's so cute. I freaking love this install. The color, the peekaboo money piece, like, come on, come on. This is it, y'all. I don't even have anything else to say other than that hack is legit. Like, these curls look magnificent, if I do say so myself. Like, and then using the got to be to hold it in place, I feel like they're not going anywhere. You know, I am so in love. If you are interested in purchasing this wig, I will leave all of the wig specs down in the description box. Let me know any of your thoughts down below in the comment section. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big old like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on your post notifications. And with that being said, I will see y'all babies in the next video. Bye.